What kind of day job were you doing?
Oh boy. I mean, for a number of years, I worked in quality assurance in the video game industry.
Oh no.
Which is like playing, people are like, oh, you get to play video games all day. That's awesome. And then you're like, well, I get to play, Land Before Time, Great Valley Racing Adventure for the PlayStation for 9 months, 12 hours a day plus. So it's not the glamorous lifestyle you expect it to be, but also a very important part of game development, and kind of worked up in the industry from there from a more production standpoint. And then was like, I want to try this acting thing, which then led to working as a barista at a Barnes & Noble cafe for a long time, and doing temp work at a temp agency, and jumping from warehouse to warehouse, working under some of the most unique personalities I've ever worked with. That is great inspiration for character archetypes and personalities.
I feel like those always come from life, right?
Oh yeah.
Like people will talk about like the character inspiration for stuff, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever had anybody who is not based on somebody I knew. Yeah,
that's valid. What's the most interesting job you've had when it came to like people watching or interactions?
Oh, retail by far.
Oh yeah.
Retail. Have you worked like retail?
I've worked retail. I've worked food service, which is, they're kind of two different sides of a similar coin of seeing the strangest sides of humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I always joke about too. I'm like, I can do what I'm doing right now, or I can do retail. So I really need to make what I'm doing right now work, because I'm not going back to retail.
My goodness. Yeah. I don't miss aspects of it. I did love the ability to meet new people. I loved being able to go on a break. Specifically in a Barnes & Noble, like my breaks were just going to the graphic novel section and just sitting and reading for 15 minutes or for a lunch break. But I don't miss the worst of people demanding the smallest of shifts to something, or forgetting that they ordered something specifically, and then you have to lean into the customer is always right, even though you know they were wrong. And food service definitely teaches you patience.
It does. It does. And I feel like gratitude, because like any job I've ever done after working in retail, I'm like, that's not that bad. Like I never have a bad day anymore.
Absolutely. Like there are many reasons why things don't go the way you think they would, and people are doing their best, and you don't know what's going on in their life that day. Just having a moment of patience and just letting it roll off your back. And then get more frustrated when I see people that lack that sort of cognitive empathy,
Sure. Do you feel like that's something that you notice quite a bit then? Is like that lack of cognitive empathy?
I do. It doesn't take a lot of effort to be at least cognizant that everyone's probably going through their own stressful, rough time,
Yeah.
There's that word that was coined in the past few decades, Sonder, which I adore, a word that gives a title to the concept of like being aware of other people's lives, their stories, their complications in each individual person's existence you come across. And that awareness just makes it that much easier to be open and patient with everybody else you come across, and appreciative for the good moments, patient with the bad moments. And I don't know, for me, it's helped kind of codify a way of describing that openness of empathy. It's very easy, especially in our field, to feel at times when so much of the world around us is on fire, to be like, what am I even doing? How am I enacting positive change in a world that needs it more than anything? And it can feel that way in a lot of spaces. It's where it's important, for me at least, and what helps us to take stock in the stories that we get to be a part of telling. That engine of inspiration is what gives people solace in hard times. And can help give people inspiration to find the small ways in which they can enact that change in their day-to-day life, whether it be on a personal scale, on a political scale. And hearing those stories from fans and people in the community that are touched by the things that we get to interface with, that helps me feel like, okay, there is still purpose to what on paper looks like a very frivolous career in the face of a lot of like social challenge. But also don't sniff your farts too much in that regard of being like, this is so important and what I do is life-changing, It's just finding that middle ground of not being caught in the existential spiral of, I'm not doing anything, that sort of a vibe.
Because it's easy to do.
Oh yeah.
Because we get to play and we're having fun so much. And I feel like, especially with our kind of jobs, to be able to make a living doing that, it's so privileged, and I'm so grateful for it and fortunate. But I'm like, should I just like go to medical school? Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, should I just quit this and like go to medical school and like get on the ground, like start helping people? Like, this is silly.
It's a very easy thing. And if anything, it's even further cemented my appreciation for people who spend years going into disciplines that are directly affecting people's lives. Like, I mean, many friends who go into the medical field, many people who go into ecological development fields, people go into social aid, you know, in no way, shape, or form would I ever consider my career, our career, anywhere near what they do. But then I meet people, and I'm sure you've had experiences too, that are in these fields who then are grateful for what we do, for giving them a way to kind of find some escapism or see themselves in another story that helps their daily stresses kind of unwind. And that kind of is that virtuous cycle of like happy to be a thing that gives you joy when what you do as a living brings joy to so many other people. And one day, maybe myself, you know?
Yeah, totally.
It's an important perspective to maintain in an industry that is inherently silly.
Yes, exactly.